Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds, in the studio. Halfway point of the week. Right before it kicked off, obviously, there was a pretty big trade in the NBA before the draft, or at least the first round started. And then once that got rolling, who won that portion of it?
Hard to say, because these are all rookies, first-year players. There were a number of trades involved in the first round. First round is 30 players. The second round today will also be 30 players. It's a total of 60 that are picked in the NBA draft. It's only 2 rounds. But it was very interesting because the first 4 players picked were the ones everybody expected. Number 1 was A.J. Debinsa. He went to the Washington Wizards. Kid who really turned things on at Brigham Young last year. Great player, tremendous athlete, and he'll be a help. Number 2, well, the Utah Jazz had it, and they picked Darren Peterson. He's a kid who, and I'm being facetious, only played part-time at Kansas because he was injured much of the time, where he said he was anyway. Made Bill Self very, very much apprehensive. Anyway, Darren Peterson, second player, he goes to the Utah Jazz. Third player, Cameron Boozer, outstanding player from Duke. He was picked by the Memphis Grizzlies. And number 4, Caleb Wilson from North Carolina. He goes to the Chicago Bulls. From there on, it was pretty much anybody's guess. The kid from Arkansas, Darius Acuff, was the number 7 player picked, and he goes to the Sacramento Kings. And so forth down the line. 30 players chosen. The young man from Springfield, Trayvon Brazile, did not get picked in the first round. Probably will be picked sometime today. But on it goes with the NBA draft. 60 players in all to be taken.
So do you think there's a future Wemby in that class? Or
I don't think so.
TBD? No, I don't think so either.
Those guys come along about once every century.
That's a generational player. We've got, usually this time of the year we start thinking about the Price Cutter Charity Championship and how it's going to be in town and everyone's going to be doing some golf for a week, but this year that is not the case.
This will be the second year that it's not played. And this is interesting, too, because the PGA is coming up with a new formula, and it takes place in 2028, 2 years from now. There will be 2 tiers of golf. This is interesting. The championship series, which will be determined by the players' point systems. You have 90 players who are ranked, and then you'll add 20 more from the next level. Those players will play in the championship series. That's the elite players. The next one below that will be called the Challenger Series, and they'll get pretty good money for that. Well, does that mean that the Korn Ferry Tour disappears? It does not. Korn Ferry will still be intact, but as Rory McIlroy said yesterday, the second round, that Challenger Series, is a glorified Korn Ferry Tour. They'll have lesser-known players, but guys who can make themselves, 144 of them, can make themselves eligible for the big tour. So it's really interesting series that they've decided upon, and it all has to do with the money, the way it's determined and the way it's distributed. It's all, of course, for money. But it also makes you think that maybe some of the big-time sponsors of these tours may be dropping out. We'll have to see.
We will have to see. As far as the World Cup goes, these African teams aren't doing too bad.
Not
if I'm
bad.
being honest with you. Ghana going the distance with England yesterday was a very shocker. I did get a chance to watch some of that Portugal game too, and within the first 6 minutes when Ronaldo scored that first goal, I was like, oh, Uzbekistan, I'm sorry, man. He's about to put the hand of God down on you, and he did.
No, it's Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, and he can play. He's one of the world's class players. He's 41 years old, and he kicked home a couple of goals. Anyways, Portugal defeated Uzbekistan 5-0. England and Ghana, and this was a very interesting match. They played it where the Patriots play in Foxborough, Massachusetts. It was 0-0, 0-0. The English team is supposed to be pretty good in a challenger, but Ghana holds them to a tie. But nonetheless, England will be in that knockout round. Playing in Toronto, Canada, Croatia blanked Panama 1-0, and playing in Guadalajara, Mexico, Colombia defeated Congo 1-0, and on it goes with the remainder of the first round coming to an end tomorrow. That's when the USA plays their next game. It's against Turkey. It doesn't mean anything at all, so I imagine many of the regulars will sit out this one.
Yeah, at least hopefully maintain that point spread. Today, Canada, Switzerland should be pretty good. Scotland, Brazil should be good. And Chechnya and Mexico, tonight should be good as well. I'm telling you, man. I'm not a big soccer guy just because I can't follow it when it's like Premier League stuff like that. But like when the World Cup comes through, I love watching it. And again, it helps me beef up my language skills. Neds Cardinals at home last night to face off with the Diamondbacks, and pretty tough matchup.
Interesting game because all the runs in this game, all of them by both teams, scored in the ninth inning. It was 0-0 going into the ninth. Arizona came up with a run, an RBI hit by, of all people, Nolan Arenado. It was a double, and it was 1-0. Arizona added 2 more, and then as the rally continued, Mike, there was a wild pitch, and a 4th run came in. It was 4-0. It seemed like just icing on the cake. Au contraire, it was the deciding run, because the Cardinals came back with 3 runs in their half of the ninth inning. Crowd is going wild, tying run on base, and Cardinals could not get that runner home. But think of that, the winning run scores on a wild pitch in the ninth inning, but nobody even suspected that would happen. Arizona beats the Cardinals, 4-3 is the final.
And the Royals are down in Florida against the Rays, who are second in the AL East. Pretty tough team this year, but so far, so good for the Royals, man.
Royals have unloaded the big bats, and Jack Caglione is now coming into his own. Had 2 more home runs last night. He was, I think, 3 for 5 on the night, and Nick Lofton 4 for 5 with 4 RBIs. 14 hits by the Royals last night down in Tampa against a very good team, the Tampa Bay Rays. Royals 12, Tampa Bay 5. That's a nice win for Kansas City. That's consecutive wins now over the Tampa Bay Rays, who are giving the Yankees a battle in the American League East. Anyway, Kansas City's coming on. Is it too late? Well, we'll find out. But the fact is they're playing much better baseball. Here in town, the Springfield Cardinals opened the second half of their season. Northwest Arkansas came in with a 6-3 victory.
So after all that back and forth with the quarterback trying to get into Texas Tech, that gets the kibosh put on it, and he's like, well, I'll try to do the supplemental draft, and the NFL says, hey, guess what? We're not going to do that this year.
This is very interesting because there was a lot of debate. What's the NFL going to do with a guy who is an admitted gambler? Because if there's anything against the rules in the NFL, it's gambling,
that's
for heaven's sake.
Rule number 1.
Well, here's this kid who is basically out of college football now because he's gambled as much as $90,000. What does the NFL do? Well, the supplemental draft is not used very often, but it is available for those who want to apply. Brendan Sorsby, the guy you're talking about, did apply. NFL said, you know what, we're not going to have one this year, which is not unusual. They haven't had one since 2023. But we're going to cancel the supplemental draft. But they were very honest about it. They sent a letter to Sorsby and they said, hey, your record for gambling is a red flag for us, so we're going to suggest you get your life in order, your game in order, and come back and be in the regular draft next year, which he can be. But Brendan Sorsby apparently is not going to play anywhere at all this year.
Crazy. We'll see what happens next year, that is for sure. Ned, have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.